in the court of the Wenton King. Mr. Gumby.
Hello.
Why is Mr. Gumby funny? Isn't it a weird thing? It shouldn't be funny at all. But it is. Anyone who disagrees obviously is wrong. Yes, we like Monty Python. Is that a problem?
We're so cliche. No great shakes in there, just Robert Plant saying, I was really nervous, yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you the brain surgeon?
Hello.
Yes, so, hello. What are we doing?
We're going to do the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Blood, Sex, Magic and whatever.
Yeah, that one. Why? Why are we doing it? It's a request, actually, that's what we're doing it.
Actually, we should say something about our requester on this one.
Oh, okay.
He's a great supporter of the video. He's got his own little YouTube channel. Should we link to his YouTube channel?
Yeah, we'll put the link in the...
Yeah, we'll put a link to the YouTube channel in the description. Yeah,
plays guitar and
thanks for watching and thanks for the support.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a bit of an oddity why people keep asking for albums from the 90s. We don't like the 90s.
The 90s compared to the 80s though, Kev?
I think it's worse in many ways. Sort of. I can't bring myself to justify that, but it's the peak of the industry. It's Robson and Jerome. That's what the 90s is. And the Spice Girls and Oasis and Nirvana.
Don't diss Oasis.
Shine.
Prodigy.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, yeah. Dance music in the 90s. It was the new thing. It was all going to happen. You know, that was going to be the future music, and then nothing happened. It was
Babylon Zoo.
yeah, and all that nonsense as well. We're going to revolutionise music. Did you know? No. But yeah, what is interesting, of course, about Blood Sugar Sex Magic is you can see now it was almost an antidote to all the sort of boringness of 1991. Very early 90s, remember, so it's still 80s almost. You've got Nirvana, you've also got a lot of poodle rocky stuff going on. So you've basically got dreary, moody, pretentious, vacuous douchebags and tedious people playing pop hair music, pop hair, poodle pop, metal pop. But this is an antidote to that because it's a proper rock album and it's fun and up and and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't have to be vacuous, completely devoid of emotion to be up and fun and heavy and riffy and great.
What were Rage Against the Machine doing at this point?
I don't know. I don't know the timeline, but I'm assuming it's around the same time as their big album.
Definite similarities in.
Yeah, there's a couple of songs actually that I think the weaker songs on here sound like Rage Against the Machine. Actually. Of course, the thing about Rage Against the Machine is they're very good, but their singer sounds like he's about 12. His now must be 50. He still sounds like he's about 12.
Very angry though, Kev.
Very, very angry. Best thing about the band is the guitarist doing the. This is probably their best album. I think they've made two great albums. This and Californication. Controversial because they're the two most famous ones. I certainly think after Californication they haven't done anything any good. Personally, I think they kind of lost it after that because it was a very commercial album. It was kind of the sellout album, although it was very, very good.
It definitely led to a sort of a rejuvenation of.
Yeah, they became
huge.
Yeah. I actually saw them. It must have been Californication period at Slane Castle, supporting U2 and supported by Coldplay.
That's depressing, isn't it? Chili Peppers are supporting U2.
They completely wiped the floor. They blew everybody off the stage in light. It was light when they were playing. And they just the energy on the stage was fantastic. And bear in mind, I mean, by that point they weren't at their best. I'm sure they were much better in the early 90s when they were younger. But it's all about Flea and Chad Smith. It's all about the rhythm section. It's fantastic. Yeah, but so it's funk, isn't it? So emotionally, we're not talking about anything sophisticated here. It's about sex, isn't it? That's what funk's about. Bow bow. But they're a jamming band. And that's what you're not supposed to say, obviously, because in the 90s that was super uncool. But that's what they actually are. It's all about the jams. It just sounds cool. It is about the songs as well, and they do have very good songs sometimes. But yeah, it's funk, and they're influenced a bit by punk and things like that as well, but obviously metal. The previous album was a lot more metal, a lot more riffy, and a lot less interesting, a lot more dull. Light, generic metal is boring. It's all about the texture of the album, the sound of the album. The whole album sounds the same, almost. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, that's a good thing.
I actually think it undermines it slightly, because it is quite refreshing to listen to, but
when you first put it on,
flipping out by the end of the album.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? It's too long. It's typical of the 90s. It's a CD. They have to fiddle the CD. They made 25 songs and used 17. That's too many. If you make 25 songs, you use 10.
It means this review's going to be about 3 hours long.
And that undermines the album because there's B-sidey stuff on there that sounds the same as the really good stuff. So it undermines the really good stuff. I think that was a mistake. People will disagree because it's such a big album. You're going to find someone somewhere who prefers what we think is the B-sides, or we don't know. Interesting thing about Red Hot Chili Peppers, I don't know a huge amount about them, but I know about there's some sort of disagreement with Faith No More. With the singer, I believe there's a suggestion that the singer in Faith No More is kind of taking the mick out of the singer in Chili Peppers with his vocal style, or he nicked it, which is quite interesting. And there is a similarity there, and there is a tongue-in-cheekness to the Faith No More guy's delivery.
I do actually like the vocal style. It's not highly sophisticated or anything like that, but it's very
Lots of vowels.
yeah. You can join in quite easily.
Yeah,
And it's quite satisfying to
give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. We should have done a sing along to that one.
Maybe we'll do that another time. Yeah. Anything to say about Faith No More?
Faith No More.
Not Faith No More. The Red Hot Chili Peppers. Do you have anything to say about this album? In fact, that's what we're talking about.
This album.
Yeah.
My quick summary of it is some really good stuff. Too long.
Yeah. That's what I say too. That's you can turn the video off now. Really. Yes. Okay. So we start the songs.
Track 1, The Power of Equality.
Great start. There is a Beastie Boysy hip hoppiness to it, which is good, and it's got the right balance of catchy poppiness and funkiness.
Yeah. Great intro to the album. You know, it brings you a template,
and it brings new listeners into the Chili Pepper stuff. The best bit is there's like a key change and there's a bit of wah and stuff going on. It's the jam bit which is the best bit. Once you're bored with the choruses,
Track 2, If You Have to Ask.
It's more funk, a bit more of a groove though. There's a real groove to the slower tracks, which is great. But I think significantly on this track, there's a real tasteful use of a bit of lead guitar. Often the lead guitar on Chili Peppers is just rotten, and I think he's being a bit of a posing sort of indie kid kind of bah, sometimes, and that part of it I dislike, and it is weird how he's such a good rhythm guitarist, particularly when you see him live, and then the sound just goes brr, and then as he gets brr, as he starts playing his bang 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 lead guitar stuff, which shouldn't be there. Here, very tasteful, very nice, very good.
Yeah, I agree. There is a sort of a kind of, there's a bit of like almost rap at the beginning, which it's very close to anyway, but it sounds definitely, we're trying to bring those two worlds together, rock, funk and rap. We're trying to bring it all together.
I mean, I suppose technically that's not rap, because that's something that rock musicians have done for many, many years before that. I mean, something Hendrix did on like Fire or something. But because the delivery is so sort of staccato, that's a much more hip-hoppy sounding thing. We don't really know what we're talking about when we talk about hip-hop.
No, I mean, that's a foreign country to us, isn't it, really? Track 3, Breaking the Girl.
This is one of my favourites on the album, Led Zeppelin. It sounds like Led Zeppelin. It sounds like Led Zeppelin 3. It sounds a lot like Friends, actually. But it's not a rip-off at all. It's an original song. It's one of their best songs. Brilliant, acoustic.
This is the stuff that is really the A material. You could have gone track 1 and track 3 here. You didn't really need track 2.
Yeah.
Although it's got the good lead guitar.
Why not have a C with the jam that goes from track 1 to track 3 instead of having another song that's superfluous?
Saying that, maybe they saw ahead to the invention of iTunes and Amazon, where you can pay by track.
Yeah.
So there's more product to sell.
Yeah. And of course, Mellotron. It comes on, you think it's recorders. And you think, oh yeah, Led Zeppelin recorders, so is heaven. It's not. It's Mellotron. They're really good at using the Mellotron effectively, making it sound really good.
So there's the prog link. Right, we're up to track 4 in it. Funky Monks.
Flea, yes. Does go on a bit though.
Track 5, Suck My Kiss.
Very much of its time. Rage Against the Machine riff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I heard it. I thought this is Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, and it isn't bad, but it isn't as good as Rage Against the Machine doing that. So it isn't one of the stronger things on the album.
Are you sure about it? Because Rage Against the Machine I find a very like that sort of.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But when they're good,
they're brilliant. Well, obviously they're brilliant. Track 6 is this? I could have lied.
This is another ballad, but compared to the other one, very meh. Soz. Rubbish guitar. I hate that. It's just stupid.
Yeah, well, it's acoustic guitar, which is kind of nice, but it.
I mean the solo later on.
Oh, right.
The energy level just drops.
They do need to have sort of a little bit of up and down.
I mean, I noticed that when I saw them live, that the fire on stage and playing and them jumping around as well. And then the guitar solo starts and then it's just as he sits there going bang 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 bang. I mean, I suppose a lot of people won't have a problem with that, but if you're a guitarist, if you listen to a lot of different types of guitar, it's really annoying, vacuous.
The problem is, I mean, every album has to ebb and flow. The problem with this is it's not good enough.
Yeah, it's very, very
to
bad.
sort of
flow it.
For you to appreciate the sudden quietness from the energy that you've had up until now. You just wish, keep the energy up, lads, keep going.
But again, it's very of its time, isn't it? It's that. It sounds like it's from the 90s. That sort of boring chords.
I actually think most of their stuff has lasted quite well.
Very well.
Yeah. Mellowship Slinky in B minor.
That sounds so great, doesn't it? And it's just another Rage Against the Machine-y.
Yeah, you think
B-sidey.
You think kind of, they're going to do something a bit experimental here, a bit different.
Yeah, and they don't. It sounds the same as all the other stuff.
But it says the Slinky's good in it.
Perfectly good B-songs.
Yeah. Track, where are we up to? Track 8? Righteous and the Wicked.
Meh, again. Unless you picked up something great in the lyrics, so it's, again. And it's that same vibe, it's just not quite good enough to deserve being on the album.
But you do need a sort of contraction before the next song.
Yes, you do. Doesn't have to be worse, though. Which it is. So,
Because the next song is...
Yes, Give It Away. Obviously, it's their second most famous... Is it their second most famous song? It probably is. To me, it is. Probably because of my age. I don't know if Californication songs are now more famous. But it's a very famous song, but it's brilliant. It's really good. The combination of intensity and that commercial sound and melody. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Best bass part in the world ever. It's a single. It's probably 3.5 minutes, is it? And of course, it's Sweet Leaf as well. And it's funny. They hints at the riff. Do, 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 do. At the end, he actually plays the riff. Doesn't get any better than that. Fantastic.
Yeah, the very percussive vocals. He almost rolls the "Give It Away."
Yeah.
Give it away. I can't do it. Give it away.
Give it away. Give it away.
Very good. This is obviously. I think this is the most famous song.
More than Under the Bridge. Well, actually, you might be right there. I think at the time, Under the Bridge obviously got its sort of November Rain type coverage, but that's past now, isn't it? I suppose.
Title track: Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magik.
Another great one. Chili Peppers at their best because it's all about rhythm and it's melodic and it does it just perfectly. It's perfectly balanced. Doesn't matter what the lyrics are. It's the sound of the voice, the rhythmic sound of the voice, and the catchy tune on top of that. Mm-hmm. Great.
What do you think about the guitar?
Yeah, that's. I think that's the best guitar part on the album. That's brilliant.
It's almost
octaves.
More traditional rocky. It's a little bit less funky.
So I'll do something funny now because I don't even know how it goes, Bowie. So let's see if we can just magically play it. There you go.
Sounds good.
That was exactly the same.
Yeah. Interesting how they chose this song as the title track. Which suggests that they were probably the most pleased with this.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think it works as a title track, that celebratory motif, that like the style of the band that tells you who the band are, and what the album is.
And now we bring the big section of the album to a close with the next track, which is Under the Bridge.
Yes. It's a bit like their Stairway to Heaven. It's only Chili Peppers song I know how to play because everybody knows how to play because everyone learns it when they're... Well, I imagine everyone knows it when they're about 12, but it hadn't come out when I was 12, but it came out when I was 13. So I probably learned it the year I started learning guitar, actually.
Who was it who covered it?
Lots of people, I think. I have no idea.
It was the girl band that weren't the Spice Girls. The
All
All Saints.
Yeah.
The actually attractive ones, I thought, as opposed to the Spice Girls, which were binging. That is the sublime to the ridiculous. This is one of the things I have about covers. It's the dilution of something that's really good, co-opted by something that's really bad, and perverting it forever.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, let's say, Tony Hart.
Yeah, Tony Hart
covers Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, yeah.
And you have to look at it.
Yeah.
And the TV is going to play it at you for years.
And whenever they talk about the Mona Lisa, they talk about Tony Hart's version, not
the original. Yeah. It makes you want to stab the TV in the eyes.
Yeah, because this is a good song.
It's a great song. At the time, I always thought it should be longer, and it sort of gets going with that weird falsetto vocal stuff, choir-y stuff that's a bit out of tune. And I always thought it should build because it's Stairway to Heaven. I don't think that now. I think it's perfect the way it is.
It's good because it shows that they can do the softer songs and the nicer songs. I don't think they did it that often though. Successfully.
Not very often. No.
Naked in the Rain.
Another funky song.
Next track, Apache Rose Peacock.
Great title. Real groove. It's got a groove.
It has.
How can you not like that? But I don't want to listen to it for an hour.
I was going to say, would this wouldn't make the A tracks, would it?
No, but at the same time, it's not one of the B sides. It's somewhere in between. So it would be okay on the album. If they made it 10 songs, this would be on it.
Next track, the greeting song.
A very thrashy guitar, annoying, but nice and intense. So it's a bit more intense, so it's got a bit of meat to it.
Yeah, it definitely feels we're flagging now. We've got 15 minutes or 10 minutes left on the album. What we got left? What can we put on there? Well, this one's all right.
But you notice they put 3 awesome songs in the middle of the album together, so you have to listen to the rest of it to get there. Isn't that interesting?
Well, I used to do that, and you normally have an awesome song at the very end to keep you going. We'll see if that happens.
Does it happen? Let's find out.
Next track, My Lovely Man.
Meh, B-sidey one, another B-sidey one.
Yeah, definitely.
Track 16.
So Psycho Sexy.
Oh yes, this is their epic. It's funk epic, dirty baseball, dirty bit. But it is actually a moment of levity, I think. When it gets going, you got the final section with the guitar and stuff, and the chord changes, key changes actually, and the mellotron. A moment of levity.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
quite good.
Brilliant.
You can tell actually the first bit of vocals a long time ago. There's too many longs there. Long. It's good.
It is good, yeah. I don't know why, but when the levy breaks, not musically, there's not actual notes in there, but just the way it's swirling towards the end of the mellotron makes me think when the levy breaks, it's just still going.
Would this finish the album for you, or?
That's the question, isn't it? And I can see why they didn't. They don't want to be seen to be taking themselves too seriously. But yeah, I mean, I said, it's funk and it's not really sophisticated. This is as far as it gets to something a bit more emotional.
You can sort of sense they're having fun recording this kind of stuff. And that's particularly in this song. Next track, they are red hot.
They're red hot. Robert Johnson cover. I can see why they put it on the end. It's not his best song. And obviously they're doing a funky version of it. So it is just a silly thing at the end of the album. But I think it works. I think it's a good idea it's there rather than having something serious at the end.
It's a tough one, is it? When you have a silly little ditty at the end of an album. It's a bit like at the end of Abbey Road you got she's a pretty nice girl, but she's never allowed to see. I do often wonder if, does that need to be there?
On Abbey Road, yes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah,
I'll take it or leave it, really.
It's not something we would listen to normally anyway. We're recording this on Friday, and we didn't have eggs last week because I'd eaten them. I haven't been shopping yet. I'll go shopping on Saturday morning, so sorry. Let's try and have a consensus. See, I mean, I was thinking 3 eggs, but this is a good album. 3 eggs seems really harsh.
I tell you what may push it up into that is the sort of time it's from, and probably we would not. I think if people knew that we were going to review this week, they would guess that we wouldn't like this album, and they'd think, "Oh, we're going to get a bit of a slaying here."
That's true, isn't it? Yeah.
But I think we both fairly agree that this is a good album, and it's fairly mainstream, and therefore it deserves quite a few plaudits. So I think it's 4 eggs.
I agree. Yeah, it's somewhere on the line. It loses a fraction of egg due to the length. The length is the problem. I think if it was short, it might even be 5 eggs. But yeah, I agree. 4 eggs.
Yeah, 4 eggs or 4 bits of blue tack.
4 bits of blue tack. Okay, there's little eggs. Just to clarify what we're doing, we've had 7 requests for brain salad surgery. So that means we're not doing it, doesn't it? It does mean that's going to be delayed. Even if we do it, it's not going to be yet. Because next week we've got a Christmas special, which we're not going to talk about. And then we might have sort of a week off, and we'll be back with Radiohead. So if we do brain salad surgery, if it's requested again during that time by a different person, obviously, we will do brain salad surgery after Radiohead.
Are we going to do a run of albums on Radiohead?
3. See you next time.
Bye bye.